Omar, I'm going to mention it once and mention it briefly. We all got to get it out of our system. Tuesday night, first and foremost. How did that feel to be part of that? And what, and more importantly, what did you and the guys kind of go through following that to kind of turn that round as well as you've done in just space of 4 days to go out and keep a clean sheet today?
We was all very much shocked. Probably the most embarrassing moment as a footballer. No one wants to take part in something like that. So yeah, it was tough to bounce back from. But we had a meeting. We've got together as a team and as players as well. So it was a bit of more than a wake-up call, let's say. But yeah, you had boys, new lads that came in today fighting for their shirts, and the lads that had the chance to keep their shirts, you can see that they wanted to keep it. So yeah, it was good performance from the lads today.
And just from the fans' point of view, that those that travel will have seen what happened, and then you all, as we understand it, you all came in again on the Wednesday. Presumably you sort of went through the pain of watching out, and what did you really sort of take from that you were able to apply to today, particularly defensively, because we were opened up rather too easily by Chester, weren't we?
Yeah, I feel like first and foremost it was all about just that desire, that passion, making sure that we're playing with a bit of fire from the get-go, because it looked a bit gutless when we look back on it on a DVD. It was not a good spectacle. So yeah, so it was just the minimum was for us to be playing and winning our battles against the other opponents. So I feel like we've done that today.
Another interesting aspect of that is that not only have you got to respond, but because of the necessity really of a small tight squad and the fact that people, sooner or later have got to get their chance, and understandably after an 8-2 defeat, you've got to go out there and perform and in a kind of renewed way, but you've got to do it with different personnel, because two lads came into that back four today, a back four that's been settled for 9, 10, 11 games. And was keeping clean sheets. So you've got Sav coming in alongside you, and Tom Richards coming in at left back. So, as a defensive unit, you must have been really, really pleased with the way you performed today.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, as much as the squad's not the biggest, I'd like to think we've got depth. So the players that can come in are good enough to play all season. So in knowing that, whoever comes in, we're still comfortable and confident that they'll do a good job.
And in terms of the opposition we've played today, if you look at the league table only, or you look at perhaps how we brushed them aside when we went down to playing more earlier in the season, you might say that a draw at home to them was a disappointing result, but we know better, don't we? They're in good form, they're unbeaten now in 6, and they're desperately fighting for their lives.
Yeah, not wrong. So when you're playing teams down there, they're playing with that extra bit of desire, that they're just digging deep. So for us to out-battle them, I feel personally, was a very good start. But yeah, they're on a good form, they're on a good run. So to take a point from them, we ain't been unbeaten in 6. So when you look back on it, yeah, it's a good point.
I want to ask you about one player individual. We've struggled to get the managers to talk about individuals, and obviously it was a good collective team performance today. The player that was given the man of the match, and I agree with that decision to be fair, was Jake Gallagher, who seemed to thrive in this role out and out in front of the defence today, with obviously Giorgio much further forward at the front of the diamond. A word for Jake and his contribution to the team in the last couple of months.
Oh, he's just been outstanding. But I've known him from when I was in days at Millwall, so he's always been that player. So just to see him grow into it a lot more, I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing for him. So he's a very fundamental part of our team. When we have people like him playing, we know we're in a good chance of winning the battles and good chance of winning the game. So yeah, it's a positive to have him in the side.
So guess what, Omar? You've had 4 games on the road. Finally finding your feet back here at the Ebb Stadium, and guess what? It's 2 more away from home. So let's just focus on the first one really for now. It's Altrincham away. I'm trying to rack my brains and think if you would have played up there before. I suspect not. You have, yeah?
Yeah. When I was at Histon.
Oh, right.
So in the Conference North.
So
yeah, I've got an experience, good experience as well, playing up there. So hopefully it's the same for when we go back up there.
And they've, I didn't hear the final score today. I know they did sack their manager in the week, Sinnett, and I'm aware that his son scored the first goal today to put Altrincham 1-0 up.
Yeah.
But it makes no odds, does it? I mean, when you go up to places like that, if you're going to come away with anything, you've really got to be on your game, and we'll need to take that collectiveness, that togetherness, that passion, that desire onto Altrincham in 7 days' time.
I think that's the toughest thing for players to keep up that consistency. It's a tough demand to play so many games throughout the season, so it's going to be a real test for the lads. Another away game, another bit of travelling. So yeah, we'll see if we can keep up the consistency. I'm sure we will.
Well, finally, on behalf of myself and all other Aldershot Town fans, well done for bouncing back as you did today. Congratulations on a clean sheet. Have a good week, and we'll see you at Altrincham.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers, Omar.